It's never too early to start having a good time. Oh, what, no reaction? Excuse me. Exactly, no reaction? Seriously? All right. I have glaucoma. Hillary implied that she's forgiven Monica by saying that she wishes her well. Andrea.
Yes.
Do you think if you were Hillary, would you be able to forgive Monica Lewinsky?
She was in her early 20s.
So, oh my God, what, excuse me?
Listen, you can't blame a hoe for doing what hoes do.
What are your thoughts on ABC canceling Roseanne?
People say things all the time. You and I have said crazy things. We were on TV and you were on radio enough. But Roseanne...
Excuse me.
You know that.
That's the old Wendy. The new one is on TV. Jennifer Hudson's latest fashion statement has her fans in an uproar. Are these the worst sneakers in the world? She's wearing them... Okay, wait. Be very honest. Clap if they're ugly. Excuse me? She's wearing them for her video. What's the matter with you all? I mean, fashion is very subjective. I think that Suzanne's pants are very ugly. I'm sorry, Suzanne. I'm sorry, Suzanne. Don't go home. I'm sorry. You know, Mama June? I almost forgot you were around. You know, because we haven't talked about Mama June in so long. Excuse you. Now, that's a big woman. But you've never sat next to her on a couch. I have. Mama June is a very attractive woman. Her eyes are like the color of Cameron Diaz's eyes. I mean, right now they're being enclosed by rolliness, but... Mama June's eyes are really, really beautiful. Right, Suzanne? No. Grow up. Grow up.
I didn't notice when she was here, but I wasn't, like, right.
Well, I
was like 10 feet away. I didn't see anything.
Well, you have to be right up on her to see the beauty. Okay. Britney Spears Super Bowl. What do you think? Excuse me? All right, there are only two people who agree. She performed at the Super Bowl before, back in 2001, but she was there with NSYNC and Aerosmith. But this time around, it'll be Britney on the stage by herself. Britney by herself. Suzanne, you've kept your hands right to your side the entire show.
Because I'm really thinking it through. And I feel like a lot of her performances have really fallen flat. She doesn't really move. She's like, So I don't want it. Nope.
The Black Eyed Peas are finally making music, but without Fergie. Case closed. That's what I said. Okay, the band is considering replacing her with Nicole Scherzinger. No. Excuse me? They both have the same type of talent. The crowd is shading. Nicole, I'm sorry. I love you, dear. But, you know, who's gonna do Fergalicious if it's not Fergie? That would be like, you know, the Fugees getting back together, but replacing Lauryn Hill with Michelle Williams from Destiny's Child. We can talk about a lot of things today, but one thing I'm not talking about is Oprah getting married. Are you serious with this? Are you serious? Everybody's talking about it. My mom and dad called me on the speakerphone this morning. They're like, Oprah and Stedman are marrying after 25 years? I'm so shocked you guys are talking about it. I'm not talking about it. You know, the Inquirer is saying that she's planning on marrying Stedman in an effort to boost the ratings for her own network, which the ratings aren't well. Well, excuse me, a trick marriage didn't work for Kim. Why would it work for Oprah? Regarding Beyonce and Jay-Z and Baby Blue's hair. Listen. Well, excuse me. People have been criticizing them since the girl started growing hair. Well, what do parents do with 2-year-old hair? You know, girls' hair. You know, if you're of a particular persuasion or you have a particular texture hair. I'm not talking about like you, Suzanne, with the slinky blonde. Yeah, it's silky. Mm-hmm. So is my wig. I wish the people would just leave Beyonce and Jay-Z alone and leave that baby alone. It's a baby. Leave her alone. Beautiful baby hat. It's always a pretty thing. You know what I wish that I kept when our boy was born? I wish I kept that original blanket. I didn't get, like, I kept a lot of stuff. I still have my cerclage in our freezer. Well, you know, I had to get that to hold him in because I had a weak cervix. I was on bed rest for 9 months. He's a miracle. It's in a little Ziploc bag, and it says, "Do not eat." Excuse me? When you clean with your cotton swabs, don't you dig in deeper than the doctor tells you? Honey? When that cotton swab gets to running around your eardrum, don't you start scratching with the other? Like, don't you become like a dog, like you're digging, but you're like, oh my gosh, right? And you can't talk and your eyes are rolling in the back of your head. I get it. We all have the same thing. But you know, the doctors say you only do this, you know, little tiny area here. Only, what does that do? You gotta get down in there. And then you turn it over and make sure it's good again. And then you grab your third one, because you have one for each ear, but the third one, then you go to your navel. What? The navel has no feeling, or maybe that's just me, because I had a tummy tuck. So there's not a whole lot of feeling at my navel area, but still, the results are always like, wow, okay. Excuse me, sir. Excuse me, sir. Are you having a good time? Okay, well, we've got another 55 minutes. Put your seatbelt on. I can eat liver morning, noon, and night. Excuse me. I love liver and onions. I love calf liver. I love beef liver. I love it on the grill. I love it in the oven. I love liverwurst. I love liver pate on a raft of bacon. I love liver. The problem with organ meat is that it raises your cholesterol, and I love liver so much that I have to time the intervals of days or weeks in between. But I love liver, okay? I'm gonna need some camera assistance for the following, and don't judge me. I was born with a 6th finger on my left hand. Excuse me, before I show you, Rambo, that I wish that my parents kept on, because my how you doings would be really fantastic, right? All right, now, and here it is. Here it is. All right, do you see it? Do you see it? Do you see the bump? Do you want me to profile and look, there's a little profile. Yes, it gives a whole new meaning to clip my nails. How you doing?
Most mothers raise their daughters to believe that if you cook clean, thoroughly take care of your man, go all out for your man, that'll keep him home.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, that's not the truth.
So what if you get cheated on by your next wife?
Well, it says.
Does she get a pass?
No, no way.
But is she supposed to give you?
It's expected of men to cheat.
All right, it's time for you to go.
It is
time.
No,
Tyrese Gibson.
No, listen.
No.
No, let me clean it up a little bit.
Yeah.
It's expected of men to cheat, even though all men don't cheat. I can't just generalize and say all men cheat, but it's expected because it's a part of our upbringing. Listen, can y'all agree or disagree? It's a horrible double standard.
You better not fall for a pretty face and say yes.
No, listen.
We've listened enough, Tyrese. No, but really.
No, listen. If you're in high school or in college, if one dude has sex with 10 different women, he's a hero, he's the champion of the campus. If one woman has sex with 10 different guys, they all kind of things in the book, right? Okay, so y'all understand, it's just a part of what's instilled in us when we're growing up, man. You need to hit that.
Excuse me, you were the one just talking about we don't have to raise our kids like we were raised, so you can put a remix on that and give her a pass. Hi, you. clap if you'd like to see America's Next Top Model return to TV. Good. That's good. Well, Tyra Banks has just announced that it will be returning, but she won't be hosting. No, she's excuse me? Tyra, they were clapping that you won't be on the show over there. One man is pumping his fist. Yeah, sir. So the new season of Keeping Up with the Kardashians returns in March, but they're already inundating us with the promos because they want us to be there. They ran, I mean, oops, I was about to say they ran out of plot lines. I'm sorry. And a little birdie told me that they might be planning a gay plot line, like one of them is going to come out of the closet. Not these two, I'm talking about one of the family members. But you know what? That's even corny. Gay is no longer a plot line, it's a way of life. Like nobody, you know? And by the way, the one that you're thinking about, the streets have been talking. So that's also not a surprise, but allegedly. Excuse me, it's not even worth the plot line. Believe me, it's not worth watching. That Mariah, I'm just like, damn. She said that she reportedly didn't hear her music in her earpiece and she kept fuddling around with her ear. Well, you know, here's what I say. It was a debacle. I disagree. I think she should have done it, Norman. Norman doesn't think she should have.
No, she had no business on that stage. If she couldn't deliver the vocals, she really had no business on the stage to me.
Excuse me, Norman.
I love her. You know I love her, but that's just how.
There's nothing wrong with lip syncing. That's what I say. Look, I will take a lip sync any day, as long as I could see some like good dancing or carrying. Or something, yeah, like who needs to sing at a concert? What am I blowing out my vocals for? You know I can sing, buy a record. One of the people in the crowd cheering Kevin on, who you know she dated when they were in college. So anyway, so she's in the crowd, along with another bachelorette. I don't know who that is either. But I wonder if she was there because Kevin was on the hardwood. Excuse me, Norman?
I'm not.
That's what they call a basketball court.
Okay. Sure.
Back in the day when I used to have to be a fill-in sportscaster on my radio station, WRBB, at college in Boston, the players sat on the pine. So you call it, nope, he's not playing, he broke his ankle, he's riding the pine.
I have a guy. I've been with him for about 8 years off and on. We have a 6-year-old daughter. These girls are a 34G. Okay. Beautiful. I love them. But he's a little concerned. I get a lot of attention, and he wants me to get rid of them. He wants me to cut them down.
Excuse him?
I know.
Let him understand you could be left with some really ugly scarring. Okay. You look good on the outside, but when you drop the towel,
yeah, okay.
No bueno. We have time for another. Oh,
hey,
how you doing?
lady.
Come
How
on
you
over.
doing?
Fine, thank. Excuse me. Excuse me. What size shoe do you wear?
I wear a 10.
Really?
Yes. Bigfoot, I know.
Excuse size 12 me?
But you have the height. You know, you have the height to match the shoe.
Oh, Janet. Testing, testing, testing. Do you watch the reboot of The Odd Couple? Do you watch The Odd Couple? Do you watch the old Odd Couple? Excuse me, I was giving you my best Felix. Tell us about your character and the entire situation.
Well, the entire situation, it's about the ballroom scene in New York City in 1987.
Have you ever been to a ball?
I have not. I was invited to one, but then we had a baby, so I couldn't go. But I was honored that I was invited. So, I mean, I don't know if you guys know the ballroom scene.
Excuse me, where are you?
I mean, you know.
Best believe.
I'm gonna gonna be half naked. I'm gonna be in the bed.
Honey, you cannot be waiting in the bed half naked when you haven't even met him.
And he can be crazy.
What if he's not?
What if he is?
I could be strangled and dead, but I truly believe that he's not. Look, he could kill me. You're absolutely right. But guess what? I could kill him.
You can't carry a crystal to your computer and think that by holding it in your hand tight, you're gonna meet Mr. Right and invite him to your house. He could be the killer. He could be the STD carrier. And I'm not talking about the ones you cure, if you know what I'm saying. You know, people get very angry when they realize that they've got something that, you know, maybe is incurable or whatever, and they do terrible, terrible things. Then he could find out you're a Sassoon, wait for you to get in the shower, go into your checkbook, steal a few checks from the bottom. You never steal from the top. Excuse me? Excuse me? You stunt queens? I learned this years ago. Can I tell you how? Okay. When I was really, really, really single, and this is even before I met Big Kev. So I had these two little sisters. Not little sisters, but girls that, you know, oh, come on, girls. You know, let Miss Wendy, you know, have a sleepover. We'll make cocoa. We'll watch movies. We'll talk about boys. You know, we'll figure stuff out. Well, let me tell you something. And I know she's watching right now. And I remember your name because I only had two of you. Well, she took from the bottom of the checkbook while I was in the shower and wrote a check that my account couldn't cash. Like a ridiculous check, and didn't even try to perpetrate the fraudulence. Like, at least when I would sign my interim reports, my progress reports, I would trace my father's signature really well. I'd never get caught. This girl, a sloppy forger, just forging, stealing from the bottom. The bank calls right up. Do you want her prosecuted? I said no. I'll just kick her out of, you know, my fray. So now you're kicked out of the fray because you stole from me from the bottom of the checkbook, and I'm here on TV, and you could have still been my little sister. Oh well.